is a power within you so gentle yet so strong, it can move mountains. A power that speaks without speaking, moves without moving, and creates without forcing. This power is your vibration. Long before a word leaves your lips, your energy has already spoken for you. And when aligned with the creative force of imagination, your vibration becomes your most powerful tool for manifestation. Everything is energy. This simple truth is the foundation of every transformation, every healing, every manifestation. Look around you. Everything you can see, touch, hear, taste, and even think is made of energy. Your body is energy, your thoughts are energy, your emotions are energy. Even the words you speak and the silence you hold carry a vibration that echoes throughout the universe. We are not just flesh and bones walking through a physical world. We are vibrating beings living in a field of pure potential. And that field responds not to what we say, but to what we are. When you understand this truth deeply, you begin to realize that you are never stuck. You are never trapped. No situation is too fixed, no relationship too broken, no dream too far. Why? Because energy can shift. It can rise. It can be redirected. It can be renewed. And since you are energy, you too can shift, rise, redirect, and renew your life from the inside out. Your thoughts are not invisible passengers floating through your mind. Each one carries a frequency. A loving thought holds a high vibration. A fearful thought lowers your frequency. When you think, I am not good enough, your energy contracts. But when you think, I am worthy of love and abundance, your energy expands. And the universe always responds to the signal you're sending out. Not to punish or reward you, but simply to reflect your dominant vibration. Your emotions are messengers. They are not meant to be silenced or judged. They are energy in motion, guiding you toward what feels aligned and away from what does not. Joy is your natural frequency. Peace is your natural state. When you are in alignment with who you truly are, you feel light, open, and inspired. But when you carry resentment, fear, or guilt, your energy becomes heavy and blocked. That's not your punishment. That's your signal. It's your inner guidance, letting you know it's time to shift, time to breathe, time to return to love. You don't need to force anything into existence. You don't need to beg, chase, or control. Your job is not to manipulate the outer world. Your job is to master your inner world. Because the outer world is simply a reflection of what is happening within you. Your relationships mirror your beliefs. Your career mirrors your confidence. Your health mirrors your self-care and self-love. When you shift your energy, everything around you begins to shift as well. Think of energy like water. It can flow, it can freeze, it can boil, it can be still, or it can be stormy. And just like water, your energy can be influenced. The words you speak, the food you eat, the music you listen to, the people you surround yourself with, all of these things either raise or lower your vibration. That's why self-care isn't selfish, it's sacred. You are the guardian of your energy. Protect it, nurture it. Keep it clean, clear, and flowing. When your energy is aligned with love, you don't need to fight for your place in the world. You don't need to struggle to be seen or heard. The universe opens doors, brings the right people, and orchestrates miracles on your behalf. Opportunities flow, connections feel effortless. Solutions appear. That's not magic, it's resonance. It's the law of energy responding to your vibration. Imagination plays a powerful role in this process. When you close your eyes and imagine a life filled with love, freedom, and joy, you are not just daydreaming, you are rehearsing the vibration of that life. And as you rehearse it, you begin to live it. Your energy shifts, your choices change, your surroundings evolve, because you are aligning with a new reality, one that already exists in the field of infinite potential, waiting for you to match its frequency. It is not about pretending to be happy all the time. It's about being honest with your energy and choosing to rise above what no longer serves you. Feel your emotions, then release them. Honor your past, but don't let it define your future. Every moment is a new chance to raise your vibration. Every breath is a new beginning. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a powerful creator of your vibration, and your vibration is your greatest voice, your clearest message, your truest prayer. The universe is listening not to your words, but to your energy. So speak the language of love, of trust, of gratitude, and let your energy become the bridge between where you are and where you long to be. Words without energy are empty. They may sound beautiful, poetic, or even inspiring on the surface, but if they lack the vibration of truth behind them, they fall flat. They become hollow shells that echo but never resonate. We live in a world where talking is easy, where promises flow freely, and where affirmations are repeated out loud without being felt within. But real transformation, real connection, and real creation come not from the words themselves, but from the energy that fuels them. You can say, I love you to someone every day, but if your heart is closed and your actions show neglect, the words lose meaning. You can declare, I am successful, but if your energy is filled with doubt, fear, and scarcity, the universe doesn't respond to the sentence. It responds to the signal. Because the truth is, energy doesn't lie. The vibration behind your words is more powerful than the words themselves. People can feel your intention. The universe can feel your belief. This is why some people can speak just a few words and touch hearts deeply, while others speak endlessly and leave no impression. It's not the vocabulary that matters, it's the vibration. When your words are backed by genuine emotion, when they are rooted in belief and clarity, they carry weight, they move things, they create ripples, they become real. We have been conditioned to believe that saying the right thing is enough, but you cannot simply affirm your way into a new life without embodying the energy of what you speak. You can repeat, I am abundant 1,000 times a day, but if you feel poor in your soul, if you feel undeserving or afraid, then abundance cannot find its way to you. Words alone do not manifest. Alignment does. The energy must match the statement. That doesn't mean affirmations are useless. They are powerful tools, but only when used with presence and sincerity. When you speak an affirmation, it must come not just from your lips, but from your being. You must feel it. Even if just for a moment, let yourself step into the vibration of the words. Let them sink into your nervous system. Let them awaken a new frequency within you. Because when your energy and your words are in harmony, they become a force that bends reality. Think of it like music. A note on a page is silent. A lyric is just ink until it's sung with emotion. The same sentence can be whispered with love or shouted with anger, and each version carries a different meaning. The energy behind your expression is what makes it real. So when you speak, speak with presence, speak with awareness, speak from the truth of your heart, not from the habit of your mind. This also applies to how we speak to ourselves. Inner dialogue is powerful, but only when it reflects a shift in energy. You cannot bully yourself into growth. You cannot fake confidence with empty pep talks. Real healing comes from speaking to yourself with compassion, patience, and love, not just saying kind words, but feeling the kindness as you speak them. Every time you say, I am enough, pause, breathe. Let that truth enter your body. Let your selves hear it. Let your energy adjust. There is also immense power in silence. Sometimes silence holds more energy than any words ever could. When your presence is aligned, you don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to over-explain or persuade. Your energy becomes your statement. People feel who you are, not just what you say. You begin to attract instead of chase. You begin to influence through your being, not through performance. We've all met people who light up a room without saying a word. Their energy speaks before their mouth opens. We've also met people who say all the right things, but something feels off. That's the difference between true vibration and empty speech. Authentic energy is magnetic. It speaks a universal language. It bypasses logic and reaches the heart. So the next time you speak an affirmation or make a declaration or express a desire, check in with your energy. Do you believe what you're saying? Do you feel it in your body? Are you aligning with it or just reciting it? Words are sacred, but only when infused with real energy. Choose to speak from a place of inner truth. Let your vibration rise first, then let your words follow. Remember, it's not about saying more. It's about meaning more. When your words match your energy, they become creation, they become prayer, they become power. And from that space, your life begins to shift, not through noise, but through aligned, vibrant intention. Your imagination is the blueprint. It is the sacred space where your reality is first drawn, designed, and shaped. Before anything shows up in your physical world, it first exists in your inner world. Your mind, your vision, your emotional field. Every dream you've ever had, every success you've ever created, every solution you've discovered, they all began with imagination. It is not something childish or whimsical. It is the most powerful tool you possess. It is the preview of your life's possibilities. The moment you allow yourself to imagine a new experience, you give the universe a direction. You hand it a sketch of feeling, a frequency, and the universe begins to respond not to your wishes, not to your worries, but to the images you consistently hold. These images become the vibration you emit, and your vibration is what creates your life. Most people think life is about reacting to what is, but in truth, life is always mirroring what you have imagined and felt over and over again. Your imagination is the architect of your future. You are not at the mercy of circumstances. You are a creator. Your thoughts build a foundation, your feelings add the energy, and your actions bring the design to life. But it all begins with a blueprint. You cannot create a life of joy while constantly imagining disappointment. You cannot walk into abundance while visualizing lack. You cannot build strong relationships while picturing rejection. The inner image must match the outer result. That is why it is so important to guard your imagination. Protect it like the treasure it is. Feed it only what nourishes your soul. Because whatever you repeatedly see in your mind's eye becomes the structure your life will follow. When you imagine something with clarity and emotional energy, you plant the seed. That seed begins to grow in the invisible, energetic field long before it shows up in physical form. And just like a seed beneath the soil, it needs care. It needs your trust. It needs your consistency. You cannot dig it up every day and wonder why it hasn't bloomed. Your imagination needs your patience and belief. So imagine wisely, imagine lovingly. Imagine not based on where you are, but based on where you choose to be. This is not about escaping reality, it's about rewriting it. Every breakthrough that has ever changed the world began with a person who dared to see something different, first in their mind, then in their heart, and finally in the world. Imagination is how you rehearse your vibration. When you visualize yourself strong, healthy, loved, or successful, you are not pretending. You are aligning with a new frequency. Your nervous system begins to adjust. Your cells begin to respond, and your external life begins to reconfigure around the new image you hold within. You don't need permission to imagine. You don't need approval to visualize your highest self. You don't need evidence to believe in something greater. You just need the willingness to see beyond the current facts and tap into the deeper truth. That everything is energy, and energy follows attention. Where your attention goes, energy flows, and where energy flows, form begins to appear. If you keep imagining the worst, your energy contracts. If you keep imagining the best, your energy expands. This is why healing starts with vision. You must be able to see yourself whole before your body can follow. You must picture peace before your mind can calm. You must see yourself free before you can break the chains of limitation. The blueprint must be laid out in imagination first. This is not about controlling the outcome. It is about setting a tone. When your imagination is infused with love, joy, and peace, you begin to live in alignment with those energies. You speak differently. You choose differently. You vibrate differently. And life begins to reflect that change back to you. So give yourself time every day to imagine. Close your eyes, go inward. Picture your best life. Feel it as if it's real right now. Let yourself dwell in the details, the sights, the sounds, the feelings. Let yourself believe that it is already unfolding. Because, in truth, the moment you imagine it with feeling, you've already begun to create it. You are the dreamer and the builder. Your mind is the drawing board, and your heart is the power source. The clearer the image, the stronger the pull. The deeper the emotion, the faster the manifestation. Life will rise to meet your vision when you trust the power that lies within you. Your imagination is not just a fantasy. It's the beginning of form. It is the blueprint of your destiny. Use it with purpose. Use it with love. And watch as your life begins to reflect the masterpiece you first saw in your soul. Silence speaks loudly. In a world filled with noise, chatter, and constant motion, silence has become rare. But it is in that stillness where the deepest truths are often found. Silence carries a frequency that words cannot match. It does not beg for attention, yet it commands it. It does not explain, yet it reveals. In silence, you hear more clearly, not with your ears, but with your heart, your soul, and your intuition. We've been taught that communication is about words, that to be understood, we must speak, that to be heard, we must raise our voice. But there is a kind of power in silence that cannot be faked. A silent presence can shift a room. A quiet glance can say more than 1,000 sentences. True strength doesn't need to shout. It simply exists. Calm, unshaken, and fully aware. Silence is where self-awareness grows. When you allow yourself to become still, you can finally hear what your soul has been trying to tell you. You begin to notice the subtle nudges, the inner knowing, the truths that were drowned out by noise. It is in silence that healing begins. It is in silence that clarity arises. And it is in silence that you return to yourself. You don't always have to respond. You don't always have to explain. You don't need to argue to prove your point or force someone to understand. Silence speaks for you when your energy is aligned. People can feel when your silence comes from peace, and they can feel when it comes from power. It is not avoidance. It is mastery. It is choosing your peace over chaos. It is protecting your energy by not engaging in what doesn't serve you. Silence doesn't mean weakness. It is not a lack of emotion. In fact, silence often holds the greatest emotion, the unspoken grief, the deepest love, the quiet resilience. Sometimes there are no words for what we feel. Sometimes language is too small for the magnitude of our experience. That's when silence holds us. That's when silence becomes sacred. When someone wrongs you, silence can be the most powerful response, not because you don't care, but because you refuse to give your energy to what drains you. When someone tries to provoke you, silence is your boundary. When the world expects a reaction, silence becomes your strength. It's not that you don't have words, it's that you don't need to use them. There's a difference between being silent out of fear and being silent from empowerment. Fearful silence is shrinking. Empowered silence is expanding. One makes you feel invisible, the other makes you magnetic. When your silence is rooted in self-trust, you become untouchable. You stop performing, you stop proving, you simply exist in your truth. Nature teaches us this all the time. The most profound beauty is silent. A sunset doesn't need to announce itself. The stars do not explain why they shine. The ocean doesn't beg to be admired, it just is. And in that quiet presence, we feel awe, we feel connected, we feel something that cannot be described, but it is real and it is deep. Your energy introduces you before you speak. Your silence tells the world what you tolerate, what you cherish, and what you've outgrown. Silence is where your intuition whispers. It is the space where divine ideas are born. When you quiet your mind, you create room for insight. You give space for higher wisdom to reach you. This is why solitude is healing, not loneliness, but chosen solitude. The space to be with yourself without distraction, to breathe, to reflect, to listen. In that space, you remember who you are without the noise of the world. You remember your worth without needing to hear it from anyone else. Silence is also a form of communication with the universe. When you stop begging, pleading, or obsessing, and instead become still and trusting, you shift from desperation to faith. Silence becomes surrender, not the giving up kind, but the letting go kind. You stop chasing and start receiving. You open yourself to divine timing and unseen support. In relationships, silence can reveal everything. When words stop, you see what's real. You feel what's missing. You notice what was being covered up by conversation. True connection doesn't need constant dialogue. It exists even in the quiet. And when it doesn't, when the silence feels like distance or discomfort, that's where truth emerges. So don't be afraid of silence. Let it be your teacher, let it guide you. Not everything needs to be spoken. Not every feeling needs to be explained. Some things are meant to be felt, held, and trusted. Your silence can be your power, your wisdom, your boundary, and your gift. In a loud world, your silence becomes your signature. It shows the world that you are rooted, that you are listening, that you are in tune with something greater than the noise around you. When you learn to honor silence, you begin to speak more clearly, even when you say nothing at all. Raise your vibration daily, not once in a while, not only when life feels hard, not only when you have time. Make it your sacred practice, your spiritual rhythm, your daily devotion, because everything you attract Everything you experience, everything you feel is a match to the frequency you carry. If you want to change your life, start by changing your vibration. That means shifting your thoughts, elevating your emotions, and aligning with the energy of the life you desire. Your vibration is the energy you emit with your thoughts, your emotions, your words, and your actions. It's not hidden, it's felt. You've felt it in others before. You walk into a room and without a word, you know if someone is heavy or light, open or guarded. That's vibration. And yours is constantly being tuned moment by moment. You are either raising it or lowering it by what you think, what you say, what you focus on, and how you choose to feel. To raise your vibration, start small. Start where you are. Begin with your breath. Every conscious breath you take clears old energy. It brings you back into your body, back into this moment. Inhale peace. Exhale tension. Inhale clarity. Exhale worry. Your breath is a bridge. It connects the physical and the energetic. It reminds your nervous system that it is safe to soften, safe to rise, safe to align. Choose thoughts that uplift you. When your mind begins to spiral into doubt, fear, or self-criticism, pause. Catch it gently. Don't fight your thoughts. Redirect them. Speak to yourself as someone who is worthy. Affirm your power. Affirm your light. Say, I am grounded. I am supported. I am enough. I am aligned with all that is good. Thoughts create emotion, and emotion is vibration. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be aware. Gratitude is one of the fastest ways to raise your vibration. When you choose to see the good in your life, even in the smallest moments, your energy shifts. Say thank you often. Thank you for the sunrise. Thank you for your breath. Thank you for another chance to try again. When you live in gratitude, you live in a state of receiving. You become magnetic to miracles. Move your body. Energy needs to flow. When it gets stuck, you feel heavy, anxious, or tired. Dance, stretch, walk in nature. Shake off old energy. Let movement become medicine. The more you move, the more you align. Your body was designed to carry light, not burdens. Treat it like the sacred vessel it is. Be mindful of what you consume. Not just food, but conversations, music, social media, and environments. Everything you take in affects your vibration. Choose nourishment over noise. Choose inspiration over information overload. Choose peace over drama. If something doesn't feel good in your body, trust that. Protect your energy. You are not obligated to absorb what drains you. Connect with what lifts your spirit. Maybe it's music, maybe it's prayer, maybe it's a quiet cup of tea, a deep conversation, or writing down your dreams. Make space for joy. Make space for what reminds you of your essence. When you do what you love, you align with your soul. That alignment is powerful. It draws everything you desire closer to you. Silence is also sacred. Stillness is not emptiness, it's presence. Take time every day to be still, even for 5 minutes. Let your thoughts settle. Let your heart speak. Let your intuition rise. In that silence, you reconnect with your inner guidance. You remember who you are beyond your thoughts, beyond your roles, beyond your fears. Raise your vibration through service. When you extend kindness, you raise the frequency of the entire planet. Smile at someone. Send love silently to those who are hurting. Lend a hand without expecting anything in return. Every act of love raises your vibration and theirs. You don't have to fix the world. Just bring light to your corner of it. Your vibration is your responsibility. No one else can raise it for you. And you don't raise it once and expect it to stay high forever. It's a daily choice, a commitment, a dance between awareness and action. And the more you choose it, the easier it becomes. You begin to catch yourself quicker. You begin to glow differently. As your vibration rises, your outer life begins to shift. People respond to you differently, new opportunities flow your way, challenges no longer shake you the same. You become aligned with solutions instead of problems, with joy instead of fear, with flow instead of force. This is the quiet power of choosing your frequency. This is how you become the creator of your life. Not by controlling everything around you, but by mastering the energy within you. Raise your vibration daily, do it gently, do it with love, do it for yourself, and watch how your entire world begins to change. Live as if it's already yours. This is the energy of creation, the mindset of manifestation, the essence of trust in the unseen. When you begin to live as though your dreams have already come true, you align yourself with their frequency. You send a message to the universe that says, I believe, I trust, I know. And that belief, that unwavering inner certainty, begins to shape the outer world around you. Everything begins in the mind first. Your imagination is the birthplace of your reality. What you think you feel, what you feel you vibrate, and what you vibrate you attract. When you live as if it's already yours, you collapse the space between desire and manifestation. You shift from hoping to knowing, from longing to embodying. You no longer chase your dreams, you become a match to them. Living as if it's already yours means letting go of desperation. It means no more begging, pleading, or wondering when it will come. Desperation creates resistance. It says, I don't have this yet, and I'm afraid I never will. But when you act, speak, and feel from the place of already having it, your energy becomes magnetic. You attract from wholeness, not from lack. You speak from confidence, not fear, and that is when miracles unfold. If you were already the person you wish to be, how would you walk into a room? How would you speak? What would you tolerate and what would you release? What boundaries would you set? What choices would you make? When you live from that version of yourself, you embody the energy that pulls your desires toward you. This is not about pretending. It's about aligning. It's about meeting your future self halfway by stepping into their energy right now. That version of you already exists in your thoughts, in your feelings, in your daily habits. And the more you act in harmony with that version, the faster your external world begins to mirror it. Living as if also means preparing space in your life. You can't receive new blessings while clinging to old doubts. You can't welcome in love while still holding on to the wounds of the past. Clear out the emotional clutter. Make room in your heart, your schedule, and your mind for what you say you want. If you knew it was coming, wouldn't you start getting ready? Faith is the foundation. Living as if is faith in motion. It's trusting the process even when there's no visible proof. It's knowing the universe is working behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail in your favor. You don't have to figure out how or when, you just have to believe. When doubt arises, and it will, remind yourself that your job is not to control, but to align, not to force, but to flow. Pay attention to how you speak. Your words are spells. Speak as if your desires are unfolding now. Replace I hope with I am. Replace someday with now. Speak with gratitude for what's on its way, as if it has already arrived. Say, I am so grateful for the abundance in my life. I am so thankful for the love that surrounds me. I am at peace with where I am and excited for where I'm going. Emotions are fuel. Feel into your desires. Don't just think about them, embody them. Feel the joy of receiving. Feel the confidence of success. Feel the calm of stability. These emotions are not dependent on your external reality. They are tools to help shape it. When you generate these feelings daily, your vibration rises and your point of attraction becomes stronger. Your environment matters. Surround yourself with people, places, and practices that reinforce the reality you are calling in. Create a space that reflects your vision. If you were living your dream life, what would your home look like? What would your morning routine feel like? What habits would you have already let go of? Bring those elements into your life now, even in small ways. And most of all, trust yourself. Trust that you are worthy of what you want. Trust that you are not behind. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You are not waiting, you are creating. You are not hoping, you are becoming. Every step, every breath, every decision made in alignment with your vision brings it closer. Live with the energy of already having. Love with the heart of someone already loved. Give with the abundance of someone already blessed. Dream with the certainty that it is yours. When you live as if it's already yours, you rewrite your story in real time. You become the author, the creator, the dreamer, and the receiver. And in that beautiful alignment, life begins to respond. Doors open. People show up. Opportunities flow, not because you chased them, but because you became the version of yourself who was always meant to have them.